Hi, I'm going to do a flip through of my 2018 travel journal. This is a Cocoa Daisy standard size notebook, and what I did was, because 2017 worked so well for me doing everything in one book, however, it was very large, and even though I had used all the space, I didn't like having to prep the pages. I mean, sometimes it was really nice because this is like a mixed media thing that I was able to do. And this paper held up really well for that because I believe it has a higher cotton content to it. I wanted something more manageable and something that I didn't have to spend so much time prepping the pages just to be able to use them, because I don't like a total amount of white space. I like some color and I like a little bit of theming. And with, I had been using Cocoa Daisy on and off throughout 2017, and I really liked what I was able to do with it. I'm not a planner, so I didn't like using it for a daily planning. So what I found was to be able to use a kit, one kit, and this is, like I said, the January 2018 kit, or maybe I didn't say that, and use that for the entire year. So the first thing that I did was I took the cover apart because it comes stapled, and it comes with a plain, I don't have it here, with a plain craft paper cover. So I took it apart, I took the staples out, and I took their papers, their scrapbook papers that come with the kit, and I cut them to size. I have, you can see on here that it's you know, this half, and then I also did the inside. So this cover is very thick. It's even hard to bend. What makes that nice is it's very compact. You can throw it in your bag. You don't need a cover, but if you do use it with a leather cover, it's very, I mean, it's hard to even bend that way. And I glue it right on. I know some people use tape. I use a glue, and it works very well. And I also use my die cut machine. I have a Sizzix, and I use that. This is a Tim Holtz Sizzix die with the keyhole and the hinge. And with that, I painted that with acrylic paints to make it look like it's metal. This is a pocket card that I thought was just really cool. And then what I did was, when I was done, I added a few pages in here too. And then when I was done, I actually sewed it using, this is actually linen thread that's waxed, and it's for bookbinding. And that works well for me. And I love tails, and so I always leave some strings hanging, and I love shells, so I put shells on there. I'm sure that's going to irritate me when I'm showing you this, but because this is, oh, and I cover the inside. This is a stick-on pocket that you can put things in, and throughout the year I had some little, like, I would print pictures, put them in there, and then actually insert them later. Because this is a planner kit, what Cocoa Daisy does is the first page is a calendar. So under here would be January 2018, which I covered up because I was going to use it through the entire year. However, their insert is not dated on the inside, which made it perfect for this. And what I did was I went through and I used the index for the travels that we did, and each one is numbered. Each number corresponds to the number trip of the year, because I thought it would be kind of cool to see how many times we went on a ride or did something together. And this first page is I I laid out, just like I did in 2017, what our intention was for the year for trips. We had gotten a new car, and we have Subarus, and Subaru has this little magazine that's sent out quarterly. It's called Subaru Drive, and I always cut out the little pictures of the Subarus in there. So what we have are road trips, and if I had a longer vacation of a couple days or more, then I would use up several pages for that. However, what I did was I broke out each trip into a section, and the intention of the planner is, or one of the intentions, because it's very usable and very adaptable to however you want to use it. But what many people use it for is like each section is a day. And then because there's kind of a little divider here, so they would use it for each weekday and then the weekend here. But I broke out each into a trip, and I went through and numbered each section. So we've got 1 through 6 here. And then in the header column, I would put where we went and the date that we went. And then I used pictures, photos to show where we were, and then I would write about what we did, if we liked it, if we had any issues, you know, with traffic or whatever. And it's just it's kind of a road trip diary, I guess you could say. And for the photos, I use the Polaroid Zip. I find it really nice. The setup when you purchase it is a little bit expensive. However, the more you use it, obviously, the more cost efficient it is. And I buy the film on Amazon. It's pretty reasonable. And what it allows you to do is to do multiple smaller photos or larger photos. I think this would probably be a half a print, and these would be quarters or even smaller. And you can see that you're able to embellish. I put some stickers in. Sometimes I would just draw little hearts in, and this was a little sticker that I put in. This was from Cocoa Daisy. And sometimes I would forget to take pictures, or not, maybe have, you know, maybe the lighting wasn't good or something. So I would just journal about what we did. And then I would take photos, and like this is an example. This is the full size photo. This would be a half photo. We took a staycation here. We took a few days off. We went to visit friends. Had a little party for a little 16th birthday party for my dog. We went to the Apostle Islands. And for the Apostle Islands, I logged it here, but because this was a longer trip, it's also has its own pages dedicated for each day. So for instance, this was June 23rd, and we went to Door County again because we had gone in 2017 and really enjoyed it. And at this time, I was patron for Little Raven Inc. So I have some of her items in here. And what I found was really cool was against the white was to highlight with a marker around the photos that kind of made them stand out better. And again, little flip out showing where we stayed. We were staying in Fish Creek. We did a lot of driving, and it was really cool to be able to put some Mariner related stickers I had found. Did a lot of eating, so we have little stickers related to that. Again, embellishments with some Cocoa Daisy. So we have a little bit of everything kind of sprinkled around in here. So this would have been from the Cocoa Daisy kit from January 2018. But you can see here what's really neat about the Cocoa Daisy, using their their planner, the standard in this size, worked really well because, I mean, I didn't have to, you know, lay down all this paint or ink and not have an idea of what I was trying to relay. A lot of times that worked in my 2017 journal, but this worked even better for me because to me it's a much more cleaner look. Here I have, this was one of the inserts that I added when I took it apart and used a cutout from using my Sizzix. And what this is my bucket list. Again, I have the tabs from Cocoa Daisy. This was the bucket list of places that I wanted to go, so I was able to check off a couple of things on the bucket list. And this was, again, Apostle Islands. This was a ticket. This is the center of the book, so you can see the stitching there. And photos from the Apostle Islands. If you've never been, you really should go. It is just beautiful. It's on Lake Superior, in case you don't know. This was, again, still at Apostle Islands. We have the flip up. And I oftentimes like to put in a calendar so you can kind of see this was in August. So you can get a feel for the length of the trip and everything. The B&B that we stayed at when we were visiting the Apostle Islands, every morning they gave us a postcard like this. So I sent a couple out to friends. My friend who was watching my dog, I sent one to her and was able to put one in the booklet, so it's like a scrapbooker's dream. And then on the way back, and this was Happiness is Home. So we decided to take some time off to just spend a few days at home, so that was really neat. This is from a Cocoa Daisy stamp, Friends, Our Chosen Family. That was so adorable again, and these are all from Cocoa Daisy stamps. And then we're back to the road trips, the day trips that we took. This was the day that my older dog, my 16-year-old dog, he passed away. So we took a little road trip for Jack. And my remaining dog, Zero, was his nephew. And so we bought him a car seat. And so now he rides in the car seat with us. And it's so much fun. This is my friend Katie. We got to meet together. She's my TN buddy. We get together and just talk about traveler's notebooks and what kind of covers we're into and what kind of things we're doing. And shout out to Katie. And again, I mean, this is so cool because everything is set up for you as far as embellishment. There's not I mean, look, I didn't have to add anything to this page except for my journaling, which is pretty minimal. I tend to like to write, so I actually do cram a lot in. And then just the photos of what's going on. And again, here, there's no embellishments. I could add embellishments if I didn't like to write so much, but I tend to like to write a lot. I also am not adverse to just drawing in. Here, it's probably hard to see, but I had made a little mistake, so I whited that out all the way across here. I did that. And more pictures. I was cramming in more pictures. This was when I went to Walt Disney World. It was kind of an unexpected trip with a girlfriend of mine. And we had always talked about going to Walt Disney World together, and my gosh, we did it. We planned it, we got it together, and we did it. And it was so cold. It was like in the 40s. I actually have a picture here that I took from the TV where they had a frost advisory. Temps in the daytime were in the 40s and 50s, which was, you know, not what we had hoped for when we went to Florida, especially when you come from the north. But we had a great time, and as usual, I caught a cold. I always get sick when I'm there. And this is the last page before the end and future. What will 2019 bring for us? Probably go to Door County again, maybe go to Minnesota and Northwest Wisconsin, and AmeriVespa, which is a national event, but it's going to be held in Lake Geneva, which isn't too far for me. And so I will be riding my Vespa to AmeriVespa. And that's the end. This is just the back cover page. So I hope you enjoyed that. I really, really super enjoyed using this. I was thrilled at the end of 2018 to find out that Cocoa Daisy was going to be coming out with a memory keeping version of their standard size TN notebook. And what that means is it's not dated at all. It has more blank spaces in it so that you can use it almost like scrapbooking, which is kind of what I'm evolving to here, although I do like to track, to document. So the lines did work well for me, but I sometimes felt constrained by using the individual sections. So I hope that you follow up with my next video, which is going to be to show you how I'm using their memory keeping TN. So thanks for listening.